Yo, what up, YouTube? This your boy AG, man. I'm back with part 2 of Machine 101, how to make a sample beat. If you didn't catch the last video, please click here. That'll take you back to it. I think it's some useful information that a lot of y'all could use, or a lot of us could use. And what I did was I didn't explain the last video, but I included the sample that I'm using, and you can download it. I'll put the link description in the bottom, and also you can check it out on my website ag.beats.com, and that'll explain to you exactly what I'm doing here in this whole series. But also I wanted to say thank y'all excuse me for the last video going over 1,000 views within a week. That was real big for me, so I appreciate that. And that's pretty much it, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. The last video we ended with finding the loop, and we got it exactly chopped up to 4 bars. So now from this point right here, I was taking a listen to it, and the loop sounds a little low, and that'll happen a lot of time. Maybe you might get a sample from somewhere that it wasn't recorded loud enough, or maybe you just didn't record it loud enough. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it and check it out. Alright, now you notice that was pretty low, and I got the volume on regular. So now what you want to do, how you fix that, is you remain into the sampling mode, sampling tab. Make sure you got edit selected, and you want to go over to your right display and click audio. Alright, what that's going to do is give you some options to your right, and if you use these arrows, you can scroll through and see exactly what you're looking for. So we got reverse, we got fade in, fade out, DC fix, silence, cut, copy, paste, duplicate, truncate, which we used in the last video to trim the sample down, and normalize. We want to click normalize, and what normalize is going to do is just make the sample louder. It's going to take the highest peak points and take them up to the ceiling without clipping or without going over or making it distorted. So let's do that. Click normalize. Then if you can see, instantly after it normalized, the waveform got larger. So now when we hit it, it should be louder. So let's check it out. Yeah, and as you can see, it got louder, so we're finished with that. The next thing we want to do excuse me, is find the tempo, because that's the most important. After you have the loop or the sample that you're working with, that's the most important thing that you need to know. So how you find the tempo is you want to hold shift and look up at note repeat, and if you look over top of note repeat, you'll see tap tempo. And when you hit it, because we got it on one shot, when we hit it, the sample is going to play, and as it's playing, we're going to count off with the beat, tapping it to actually get that the tempo of the sample. Alright, so let's go ahead and start that off. Alright, and what I got is, I got roughly right around 97. So what I'll do is, normally I'll just make it that tempo, like I'll round it. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and take the tempo button and round it on down to 97. And like I said, you can hold shift to get it exact. So now we got the tempo at 97, and we want to lay this 4-bar pattern down. So we're going to go hit the pattern mode. This right here is the most important screen now at this point in time, because you have 16 patterns and they all correspond with your pads. So we want to create the first pattern. So we want to hit pad 1. Then as soon as you hit that, you're going to see length. It's giving you an option for the length of the pattern. You want to turn that until it reaches 4 bars because we have a 4-bar loop. So now when we start to record, it's going to record the sample all the way through. And you want to hold shift and press record because you want to count in. And a count in is going to give you that 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can start playing with the tempo. If you want to hear the metronome, the click track, this continue to count while you're recording, you hold shift and press play. And that's gonna, keep you on tempo as you record. Like, just say if you were playing drums or something like that and you wanted, a tap tempo to keep you, or metronome or click to keep you on beat. So, but what we're gonna do is, I normally keep that on all the time. So what we're gonna do is focus on doing shift and record for the count in. So we're gonna go ahead and count in, and then we're gonna lay our sample down or our loop down. Alright, you can see it's pretty much accurate. So every time we press play, now what you want to do is also, a lot of times, this happens for me, I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times when I start, instead of it starting directly on the 1, it'll start at the end of the 4th bar or whatever I'm recording. So to fix that, you want to hold shift and hit pad 5, which is quantize, and that's going to take it directly on the 1. So as soon as you press play, or loop should I say, it's going to play directly as soon as you press that. So let's check it out. Let's try it one time just to see how it feels, and then we're going to go on to the next step. Alright, now you see it's pretty much, perfect. You can probably like fine tune it or change the tempo a little bit here and there, but pretty much that's good to go. Now if we was working with this loop, then since I have that now, you can go back after you lay the drums. I'm going to focus on the drums in the next one, but after you lay the drums, you can go back to the original song and find more elements, or maybe like a couple of other loops out of it, and apply this same tip to create some variations and stuff inside your track. So that's one way to do it. The second way to do it is to chop this 4 bars up. And I had a video on it also called Maschine Maschine Sampling Exposed. You can check that out also. I'll leave a description, link in the description too for that. But once you have your 4-bar loop, what you want to do to chop it up is make sure you're still in sampling mode. Go to slice this time. You have edit right there, which we were in already. Now you want to go to slice, and what slice is going to do is bring up settings, and then it's going to have mode, slice, tempo, BPM. So in mode, you have different kind of modes that you can put it in. You got detect, you got grid, you got split. Machine version of auto chop is like for the MPC. So we want to split it, and then since we want to have it on quarter notes, we got a 4-bar loop. We want it on quarter notes. That way you can play it, on every fourth. So what we want to do is change the slices to 16, which is normally, I think, is default anyway. Alright, so now when you play it, everything is automatically mapped out. So we're going to go ahead and just play it all the way through. Alright, sometimes auto chop, if how they're playing the song, it might be a little off or whatever, because this is an older sample and they wasn't using computer music back then, so they played with a human feel, so everything is not going to be perfectly on beat. If you wanted to go in and adjust the chops to get it on the beat, then how you would do that is, let's see, I'm trying to find one that might be a little off. Like, say if I wanted to adjust this chop right here to hit directly on that drum beat, well, how I would do that is hit edit. That would be over there in the right display. Now you want to look to your left display, and you got selection, which is, you got pad 9 selected out of 16, and then you want to look at slice. Under slice, you got your start and your end. So say for instance, we're going to use the start point of this one, because it's not hitting directly on that kick. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the start. See, now it's hitting directly on it, whereas before it was about right here. So basically it's more tighter, and you can go through all your chops and adjust them accordingly to your ear or what you're hearing. So pretty much I'm gonna leave it just like how it is, because like I said, we're gonna make a beat, but you know, it ain't gonna be all of that. It's just pretty much showing y'all how to do it. All right, so now once you got all your chops and stuff the way you want it, then you want to come out of edit. And now, well, you know, just click edit again, and you're gonna come out of it. Now you got all your chops set. Now you want to go to, you got apply to and apply. Click apply to apply it to whatever group you're in right there. If you wanted to apply it to some, you know, another group, then you click apply to. Now we click apply. All right, so now we got it chopped up. It's already laid across the pad. Okay, now by default, it already recorded it into song form. So if I was to press loop right now, it will already play. Alright, so if you wanted to play like that, which is still going to be a 4-bar loop, but the beauty of this being, you know, in the way that it is that now if I adjust the tempo, it's still going to be on beat with the loop. You might have longer periods in between the chops, but it's not going to be overlapping once the loop comes back around or turns back around. So if I play it now, check it out. And I'm gonna adjust the tempo. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna go down, and then you're just gonna hear the difference. Alright, so now you hear the difference versus the other loop. When you played it without it being chopped up, you couldn't really adjust the tempo. Alright, but we don't want to do that. What we want to do is play our own chops, make our own beat from the chops, make our own melody. So how you get rid of them laying it down in the order that we created it in is you hold shift and hit clear, and that's going to erase the default pattern that they put down. So now you can play it any kind of way you want to. So we're gonna hit shift and record, and we just gonna freestyle and play our own stuff like. Alright, so that's it. We laid that down. That's just say for instance that was how we wanted to switch the track up. So now you want to hold shift, hit quantize, and that should put everything on beat. So let's take a listen. Alright, so that's pretty much it. And we didn't really deviate from the original loop that much, but you probably could hear a little bit of the difference. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and play the loop version, and then we're gonna play the chop version. This is the loop. All right, that's the loop, and here's the chop version. So that was just the little difference, and you could have went on and did anything you wanted to do. You could have, you know, freaked it any kind of way you wanted to. Like however, I don't, you know, whatever you wanted to do, you know, it's just all up to your liking. Next, what we would do is create another pattern, switch it up a little bit more, and you know, throw some drums under it. I normally like to lay the drums down first just so I can have a foundation, but I'm just trying to figure out the best way to give y'all the information that y'all want and that y'all need. So on the next one coming up, we're going to go ahead and go into putting some drums under everything and show y'all a couple of tips and tricks on that too. So stay tuned for that one, and don't forget to check me out on Twitter at AGGotBeats, Facebook. Go to my website aggotbeats.com. I got a lot of information on there. Don't forget, man, to subscribe to my newsletter and join my mailing list. That way, when I'm coming up with new things like maybe like kits or beats or whatever the case may be, y'all can be the first to get it. So thank y'all again for y'all support, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace.